Big Daddy here, and today we're going to take a look at another Zowie mouse, the ZA13. So the ZA13 is a smaller mouse. Now it's in the line of the ZA line where you have the ZA11, ZA12, and ZA13. The 13 being the smallest one. In the Zowie world, numbers go down and they get bigger. So that's the way it is. So in previous videos, I I gave you my thoughts and impressions on the EC2B and the FK2. So I'm also, in my mind, comparing this mouse to them. I was really excited to get this one because after reading about the Zowie mice online and size and shape and form and everything else, I thought that this was going to be the perfect mouse for me. Unfortunately, it's not the perfect mouse for me, but it may be for you. So it is a smaller mouse. You have one button on the bottom for DPI switching. It goes up to 3200 DPI, which is awesome. I do find myself playing at the highest setting though, because of the mouse that I currently have. The buttons on the left side are a little bit bigger than the FK2, a little bit smaller than the EC2B, so they're right in the middle. I think I could live with those buttons. They're not too small, but I do prefer the bigger buttons. On the other side, because this being an ambidextrous mouse, you have two other buttons. Then you come to the scroll wheel, which is the same scroll wheel as on the EC2B and the FK2. It is a really good scroll wheel if you're not looking for side-to-side scrolling. If you're just looking for a regular scroll wheel mouse, this is perfect. It's got great clicks, and it has the rubber coating, so you're not going to slip on it. Now, shape, form, which is one of the most important things when picking a mouse. For my hand, the ZA13 fits almost perfect. It is a little narrow for me because of it being a ambidextrous mouse, and most all ambidextrous mice are thinner, and I would rather have a fuller size mouse. Now, on the FK2, I had said that I was concerned about hitting the buttons, but I didn't really hit them on the FK2. I was just concerned about them. Because of the low form factor on it, I didn't hit them. This is a higher form factor mouse. And with this shape and the way I hold it, unfortunately, I did find myself hitting the right-hand side buttons often. Now, they're not active, so it does not affect anything in the game or when you're using it, but the idea of hitting them when you don't really want them to be there in any way, like they just are in a spot where my finger goes right over top of the button. So if I go to grab the mouse and put a grip on it, I'll hit them buttons, and it is very disconcerting when you're playing a game. I will say that. So overall, the ZA13 is a good mouse. It just doesn't fit my hand. And I'll say that about all of the Zowie mice that I have looked at. The sensors are great. The scroll wheel is good. The DPI is great. The fact that you don't need drivers is awesome. But the form factors, there's so many lines of them. Like, for example, like I said, this has the ZA11, ZA12, and ZA13. And you have 3 in the other categories and 3 in the other one. There are so many, you can't try them all. So I kind of had a sampling of them. And this one being out of the EC2B and the FK2, this is probably ends up being number 3 for the reason of hitting the buttons. And I don't know if you'll be able to see it on here, but these buttons have, this is not going in, this is going up and down. They have, and maybe this mouse is broken, or I don't know. Maybe there's something wrong with it, but that's very, it's like deer in the headlights, and like once you see it, you can't unsee it. So it's there, and those buttons move up and down, and they shouldn't. And like I said, maybe it's because it's a bad defective mouse. I don't know. But either way, this would come in number 3 for me. What do you think? Form factor is a big deal. How it fits in your hands, how you use it, and your grip style makes all the difference in the world when picking a mouse. So this might not be the perfect mouse for me, but it may be for you. What do you think? Let me know in the comments, and we'll talk about it. Next video, I think I might look at all 3 together and give you my thoughts on it. Until then, Big Daddy out.